Welcome to the Catbird Quilts. I'm Kathy Martin, and I want you to raise your hand if you don't want to spend a lot of money or don't have a lot of money to spend on Christmas quilting and crafting, and maybe don't have time and maybe don't have energy but have all of the desire. Just me? Okay, well, I have a lot to say about it, so let's get started. So we could have titled this video the Christmas inspiration and ideas for quilting and crafting that you use what you have and don't spend a lot of money doing it, but that was kind of long. So instead, we're going with free Christmas projects. And some of them are quilting related, some of them are not quilting related. None of them are any sort of tutorial that I'm doing. This is just me finding lots of ideas because I am finally in the Christmas spirit. And I say finally, even though it's just the first week of December. But sometimes by the time November hits, I'm ready. And this year, it feels like I'm having to dig for it. So I'm finding myself wanting to make some things for Christmas, but I don't actually have a lot of time, and I really feel the pull to save our precious pennies for things like gifts and other requirements in our life rather than buying new fabric or buying new this or whatever. And so I got online and found on American Patchwork and Quilting, which also I think doubles as All People Quilt, a wonderful resource. It's 43 Christmas quilt patterns that are for free, y'all. And so I want to highlight really just one of them, and there's a reason, but we'll have the links to all of these quilt patterns and websites and videos that I'm going to mention in the description box below. So you can just click the box below and all of the things that I talk about will be in there in theory. We'll try to really get it in there this time. When I found the American Patchwork and Quilting, the free Christmas patterns, one of the ones that was really appealing to me was a pattern by It's So Emma. And it goes by two different names. So it goes by Treetops and Icy Blues. Now, the thing about this, it's just a wall hanging, which is very appealing to me because I really don't have the time, or maybe I don't want to make the time to start a whole new Christmas, big size Christmas quilt. That's a lot of Christmas. I'm trying to wrap things up, and I'm trying not to launch into something big that then when I don't actually have time to make it, then I feel all of the feelings, the guilt and the shame and the hope of the new year. I don't need all that in my life right now. So I saw that and I first thought, wow, those are really wide Christmas trees. But it just so happens that we went to a Christmas tree farm. We cut down our own Christmas tree this year. First time we've ever done that. And we had a big laugh because a lot of the trees that were just coming up were very, very squat. So they were not the tall, narrow, svelte and elegant trees. They were these little wide, squatty guys, just exactly like this wall hanging. And so I saw the wall hanging and laughed and thought, prior to going to the Christmas tree farm, I would have thought that's not what Christmas trees look like. And now I know they do in fact look like that. But the appeal of that wall hanging for me, besides this fact that it's small, and I referenced it when I said Icy Blues, you could make it in any colorways. So if you're like me and use shirts as your fabric for quilting, you may find yourself with a lot of blues. And I just loved the way that looked, those blue Christmas trees. I don't know, it was something interesting. But I also had the realization, looking through those projects, some of them very appealing to me, some of them way out of my wheelhouse, that a lot of patterns can be Christmas patterns if you just use a Christmas colorway, and especially if you go for a two-tone. So I think one of the very first quilts is just a red and white quilt, And that made me think that it would be very easy, and in fact, I did it mentally, to look through the quilt patterns that you have already made and enjoyed and see if one of them that you especially enjoyed would serve well in a two-tone quilt. So for me, that was the Knitted Star by Lo and Behold Stitchery, and also the Meadowlark by Penelope Handmade. So those two quilts, I have loved making them. And both of them work beautifully with a two-tone colorway. So gray and white, or red and white, or green and white, or whatever your Christmas color palette is. And so if you really want to go super free, super easy, pick a quilt pattern that you already have, that you love and enjoyed making, and think through your stash. I happen to have so many navy shirts, it's laughable. So I could very easily make a holiday quilt out of white and blue fabric that I already have. Actually, as I'm sitting here talking about it, I'm thinking, oh, that would be so pretty. And in the case of the Knitted Star by Lo and Behold Stitchery, I actually even saw a picture of that from a shop that was offering a fabric bundle that made it into a holiday colorway. So it's just the Knitted Star in green with the red circles all throughout that. If you have enough in your stash or in your scrap bins, you could make that work. So that was something that kind of came to mind. Like sometimes I think I need to do a new project, and really maybe I don't need to do new. I need to do new to a different colorway or new to a different fabric pull. And if that's something that you enjoy too, like I do, getting your fabric out, thinking through what sparks your interest in Christmas colorway. And that might be the traditional, Christmas green and Christmas red, or it might be the Christmas in the cabin sort of fabric colorway, which is kind of a retro 1940s that has pink and seafoam green and turquoise and red. Finding a beautiful Christmas pattern, quilt pattern, doesn't necessarily have to mean buying a new pattern or buying new fabric. It might be just rooting through the fabric that you have and letting that inspiration strike you. Next is using your scrap bins. And I'm going to say I'm not great at using my scrap bins. I'm actually truly terrible at it because I'm picky. Bless my heart. I'm just picky. But at Christmas time, there are lots of small projects that are perfect for scraps. And I have a couple of them in front of me, and it's all the same thing, which is the humble mug rug / coaster, whatever you want to call it. This is one that I just made up. It's actually the very first hand quilting I ever did. And I enjoyed it immensely, but I started small. This one is another one that I made. It's a disappearing 4-patch, and I just used holiday fabrics that I already had. And then these two were actually given to me. This one has a very scrappy look, and it's all shirts with a little button in the corner. And this one is from a friend who is a fellow Gen Xer, and I think she just knew that I would love the cassette tape fabric on the back and the little nod to a cassette tape on the front. So these are gifts that come together quickly. Use your scrap bin, and not in a difficult way. So easy to make. There's tons of coaster and mug rug tutorials out there. And if you remember, I did a video called 4 quilt edge finishes, and I used different types of little mug rugs to demonstrate that. So if you just need some inspiration, that's out there for you. It's hard to get freer than using your scrap bins. And if you're like most quilters, you have extra batting laying around as well. So those offcuts from your big quilts are perfect for your little mug rugs. All right, and one last little one is not really for quilters, but again, if you're a quilter and a thrifter and you've been using shirts like I do, you probably have some version of this right here in your house as well. Or maybe you just are someone who collects buttons, or maybe you inherited your grandmother's button jar. And sometimes those are delightful to have around, and sometimes I think to myself, gosh, I need to do something with these buttons. So I stumbled on this lovely tutorial by Ivory Blush Roses, and I encourage you to watch it. She has wonderful music, just a easy to listen to and watch tutorial. She has figured out all of the ways to make it work, how to do it beautifully. It just saves you all of the thought, which is so great. She used a skein of pearl cotton that she had. I happen to not have any pearl cotton. I do have all kinds of yarn, none of which will work, but I also happen to have all of this embroidery thread. So this is DMC embroidery or cross stitch thread that I purchased in 1994, probably, along with the container, you can tell. And so while technically these were not free, I think the statute of limitations on the price of something is if it's more than 20 years, I think we're good. So we're on to like 31 years that I bought this. So I'm going to consider these free, and I could just very easily use up this cross stitch thread that I have not touched in probably 20 years. I'm sure you have something similar. Or if you just have thread, I mean, really and truly, you can double up on just a good old Coats and Clark thread that you have probably in your sewing kit, and buttons, and you're off and running. I have to say, I find that button garland so charming. It reminds me of when Paul and I were newly married and we had no funds. He was in school, I was in a residency, and so things were tight. And so for our first Christmas tree, I popped popcorn and strung it on thread, and that was our garland for our tree. And I have to tell you, it was lovely. And so if you're a person like me that has lots of buttons, and I almost want to now ask for more, but I'm not asking for more buttons, please hear me, but I may have too few colored buttons, but I know I have plenty of the shirt buttons that are the ivory, mother of pearl, and so on. So it really wouldn't be hard, I don't think, for me to sit down in the evening after maybe a long day's work and just spend a few minutes stringing my buttons along some of my embroidery thread or whatever thread that I also find laying around. And I imagine before I know it, I'll have a whole tree's worth of button garland, and I think that would be a really fun addition, at least to our tree, especially if you have children or grandchildren and your tree is one of those that is a collection of your memories. I just think it could be such a delightful and charming addition to your tree. So those are some ideas, hopefully to spark your creativity and inspiration. Maybe you do none of these things. Maybe you take the seams from your shirts and you knit them into a rag rug, a la Sunday morning quilts. There are so many ways for us to redeem our quilting and craft supplies without spending our pretty Christmas penny on new projects. And then maybe we'll get to the end of the year with something small and personal and new to us, inexpensive, with no looming Christmas project for the next year. I'm Kathy Martin. This is the Catbird Quilts. Thank you so much for watching.